People ask, if I develop psychically, will I attract bad spirits and things like that? I've been a psychic 40 years, and in that 40 years I've only had the problem twice. And once was when we went on a ghost hunt, which I say don't do now. I don't go on ghost hunts. One of my students asked me to go on a ghost hunt, and it was in Ilkley, and it was a place where they used to hold people if you committed a crime years and many years ago, 100 years ago probably. If you committed a crime, they used to hold you there before you were taken to be hung in York. Yeah. And it was horrible. I went during the day, it was horrible, and he wanted to bring a load of people, would we do it, etc. So I did. And then I got bothered for ages afterwards. I had to feng shui all my house, I had to smudge, etc. So I always say to people, don't go on ghost hunts. And the second one was, again, it was in a pub, and the person that was with me they were poorly, and went to this pub, and this pub had horrible feeling, horrible atmosphere about it. That's in Burnley. Horrible atmosphere, horrible feeling about it, and he was possessed when he came home. Now, don't let me scare you with those, okay, because in 40 years, that is the only two things that's happened to me. Now, you've got spirit guides, so your spirit guides can take away things like that, yeah? So I could virtually, I'm not going to guarantee it, but as long as you're a good person and you don't attract bad things, you're not really going to attract bad spirits. Another thing, I do not use Ouija boards. Absolutely not. In a million years, do not use Ouija boards. Then you are going to attract anything. You can open anything upstairs to, let it all in upstairs. I'm in spirit world. No, not Ouija boards. You probably will attract them if you use Ouija boards. So I don't believe in them at all. I know some psychics say, use them, it's absolutely fine, but I wouldn't touch them. So if you're developing psychically, in my psychic lessons, classes, video courses, etc., we start with things like pendulum, holding objects, photographs, dowsing rods, things like that. If you just didn't want to use your psychic gifts, but you wanted to be a tarot card reader, you can do a tarot card course and just be a tarot card reader. You don't have to develop psychically. I always encourage my tarot students to develop psychically, because if you're using a tool like a pendulum or a tarot, that's a really good way to develop your psychic. You call it gifts. They're not really gifts. Everybody's got them. It's not a special gift I've got that you haven't got. Everybody's psychic, but some people don't want to use it. Some people don't believe. Some people don't want to do it. They don't want to do it for a living. And some people are a little bit scared of it sometimes. But never worry about, will I attract bad spirits? Will I attract... If you did, you say, are you from the light? Are you from the light? Are you from the light? 3 times, and let them answer in between. Are you from the light? Yes. Are you from the light? Yes. Are you from the light? 3rd time they have to say no. Just the law. But you're not gonna attract them. I promise you're not gonna attract them. If you go Ouija boarding, ghost hunting, etc., well, then you might. And disturbing them. I've just seen an advert on, TikTok, wherever, TikTok, Facebook today. Ghost hunt, everybody come. It's very near to me. Ghost hunt, everybody come. Now, if you go and you observe and don't disturb, okay, that's fine. I went to Hopwood Hall and we observed. We didn't disturb them. We didn't start saying things like, knock 3 times, make this light go up and down, make this light brighter for yes, turn it off for no. And I say it in all my videos, they're not performing seals, okay? If somebody come into your house and said, knock 3 times to say yes, knock 3 to do this, make that move that picture, lift that chair, I know what I'd do to them. That's for sure. Go away, leave me alone, stop disturbing. You can observe. You could go in a room where there was a spirit, use dowsing rods. Where's the spirit? It will show you. And you could just go stand near, not exactly where they are, but near, and just, if they want to communicate, they'll communicate. If they want to ignore you, they'll ignore you. You don't have to ask particularly, or someone will speak. At Hopwood Hall, Lady Hopwood was speaking. The man in the corner that was one of Hopwood's relatives wasn't speaking. He didn't want to. He just wanted to stand there and observe what was going on in the building. That's absolutely fine. So I let him do that. I didn't disturb him. But no, you won't attract bad spirits, etc. It depends. One of my students went to somewhere and they said they were saving souls, which is ridiculous, really. Saving stuck souls. And she came and she had a lot of bad vibes around her. And they were saying they were saving stuck souls and they were sending them off to spirit. They were performing all sorts, standing on electrical mats, doing all sorts of weird and wonderful things. I've been teaching for 35 years, and the things that I added to my course because of her coming with all this stuff that they were supposedly learning from this expert were quite funny. Grounding mats for starters and things like that. You don't need anything like that. You don't need loads of equipment. You don't have to go out and buy pendulums. You can make your own. My videos on TikTok, you will see you can make your own. You can make your own dowsing rods from a coat hanger, a metal coat hanger. Dowsing rods perfectly well, yeah, and 2 big pens. You can make your own pendulum, anything on a necklace, a ring, put it on. You can make all that. You don't have to be expensive. If you're learning tarot cards, you don't need 20 sets. You need one. You need one set, you know. There's a particular thing where you get them binders and you collect it every week. They're not going to like me here, but you end up with about 20 tarot sets. What you can do with all them, you don't need all those. Yeah, you need one set. One set. I've been reading for 40 years. I've only got about 7. I use one. The other 7 I hardly touch at all. I use one when I'm reading, and that's the Rider Waite or the Universal Waite if anyone's interested. And they are the easiest cards on earth to read with. The great starter pack. Yeah. So, I mean, if you've any problems, questions, pop them below. You know, if you're worried about attachments or you're worried about, but if you felt like you had an attachment or you felt like everything bad were happening to you because you'd done something silly, like a ghost hunt, like I did, right? And I did it once. And you do things like that. Then you say, Spirit guides, protect me from any negativity around me or any negative forces that are affecting me at the moment. Please take these feelings off, etc. And you can ask for what you want. Yeah? When you bother your spirit guides, it should be about energy. It should be about things like that. Not, can I have a Ferrari tomorrow? And not allowed. Okay? Even law of attraction. No. Yeah? But things like that. Yeah? So you can ask them for anything you want. When I were out working, and I used to go out to people or out to psychic parties where I used to 6-8 people in a night. Sometimes if I were going to an area that were difficult, pre-sat navs, I used to say, please help me find the area and the house quickly and easily. And I learned that the hard way. Have you ever been lost around Roundhay Park and going round in circles? I have, at 2 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I learned that the hard way. So I used to ask, can you help me find it quickly and easily? If you're talking to your ancestral guides, grandma, granddads, mums, dads, etc., you can ask them for things. You can say they've got lovely energy. They'll help you with your energy. If you're feeling low, you can ask to be picked up. If you're unwell, you can say, please release it from me quickly. If you were going for an interview that were important to you, you could say, I'm going for an interview tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Always tell them when, like you would over a regular phone call. Always tell them when. I'm going on Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Please, can you help me? I love this one. This is my very favourite one that people can ask Spirit. Put the right words into my mouth to help me speak to a youngster, get the job, be successful, help me do a successful speech, etc. You all know how my videos work. I don't plan them. I just wait on and hopefully you all listen to me sometimes, because when I've been a psychic for 40 years, you go off at tangents all the time. Psychic world has tons and tons of interrelated things. You know, for instance, you can't speak about past life regression without talking about forward life planning and things like that, and group souls. And I could go on. There's loads of related topics to that. So I do go off at tangents, and that's why. And, you know, that's why, you know, if it's a bubble chat, it will be one of them all over with all interrelating things. But no, you're not going to be, honestly, 99% of the time, you're going to be absolutely fine. And if you do feel you've got a negative energy around you, or you've got negative people around you on Earth, that happens a lot, doesn't it? Absolutely. Number one, really, you should try not to like associate with them a lot. Might be your mum and dad, might be your brother, you know, might be a lodger, Might be your sister. So it is difficult, but there's ways to cleanse your aura, the silk scarf, etc. I've got videos on that on TikTok. And things like that. And you can also look after your energy, put a bubble around you and look after your energy. If you're going somewhere, say like work, and there's a lot of negativity there, you can do that. You can do that too. But when you get in, you could also do the silk scarf and clear your aura. Have a bath, have a shower, psychic shower. Imagine white light going over you. Breathing good, breathe out the rubbish. Yeah, you can do all that. Yeah. Have a look at the link tree. I've got tarot courses, psychic courses, dealing with your own grief video guide. That's 75 videos, very appropriate for anyone who's lost anybody, pets, etc. It's got also in there, it's got planning a funeral, who it was, how they died, spiritual advice and practical advice. And we've also got some meditations going into meeting your spirit guide in spirit world, so then they protect you. You don't necessarily know who they are always. I didn't know the name of mine for 7 years, but I know they help me. So if they're helping you, you don't necessarily have to know the name, where they come from, etc. If you did want to know that, try with the pendulum. Talk to them with the pendulum. Yeah. Were you a lady on earth? Were you a man on earth? Are you here to help me? Are you my higher guide? Are you my gatekeeper guide? Are you an ancestral guide? Have I known you in a previous life? That's always a good one. You do all that, etc. So there's ways and means of doing everything. But as in attachments, bad spirits, etc., if you've got one in your house, you can ask them to leave very nicely, assertively but nicely. If not, get in touch with your spiritualist church and they will come out and do it for you. Hope to hear from you soon. Send me your questions.